Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Amy. I don't usually sound like this. I sound like I have the worst cold ever, and to be honest that's how I feel, but actually it is hay fever. I have really bad hay fever. This week I'm going to be filming another low spend, low waste grocery haul. This week it is from Asda and I've taken it one step further and I have restricted myself to only buying 10 items. So if you watched last week's video, you will have seen that I mentioned the fact that I have been spending way too much on food when I do my grocery shopping, and I just hate how much goes to waste. So I wanted to really cut back, which I did last week, and it worked really well, and I was really pleased that there was hardly any waste. And what is left over I've been able to use this week, so that's great. But yeah, I want to do that again this week, and I thought a fun way of kind of keeping it low again is to restrict myself to 10 items. So I wrote 1 to 10 and then I had to think about what I needed to buy, like the essentials like bread and milk, and then I went through the cupboards to see what I had again and what was left over, like in the freezer or in like the store cupboard, things like baked beans or lentils or pastas or whatever. And then I worked out a meal plan for the week and what I would need to make the rest of the meals. So I wrote them in my 1 to 10, and if I didn't have room for the item, then I had to go back to my meal plan and change it about and try and work out something else to stick to the 10 items. Now I'm going to be really honest with you, and if it doesn't work and I have to go shopping and through the week, then I will tell you next week when I do my next grocery haul. And if it doesn't work with the 10 items, I might try and increase it to like 15 or 20 and see how we get on that way. But I am going to really try and stick to the 10 items because I really want us to try and live a more basic kind of lifestyle with less waste, and yeah, that's what we're going to try and do. So first up, I went through all my cupboards to see what we had, and I found things like a jar of sausage casserole sauce that has been in there for I don't know how long. It's still in date, so that's fine. I also found 2 tins of beans, there's a tin of tinned tomatoes, a carton of passata. There was a jar of pasta stirring sauce, and these are things I bought in a shop and just never used, and they just sat in the cupboard. And then the next week I've done like a meal plan for the following week and just come up with new ideas, and these things just get forgotten about, so it's such a waste. So I want to really start using up those things. In the fridge I know I have still got potatoes and carrots from last week, also some lettuce, which is probably past its best, but I've seen a trick where you can dive the lettuce into freezing cold, ice cold water, and it kind of revives it, so we'll give that a go maybe. In the freezer I know I have 2 packets of mincemeat, not mincemeat like Christmas, I mean minced beef. By the way, if I sound really choked up, it's because I have the worst hay fever. I'm going to be getting an injection this week to try and help it, so if you're interested in that, go and follow me on Instagram because I will be sharing on my Insta stories how I get on with it. So yeah, I'm just at Amy V Mum, go and follow me there. Back to the freezer, what else did I have in the freezer? Oh yeah, I found a bag of pizza sauce that I made up before. I like to make up my own pizza sauce, and I put in like tomato sauce and barbecue sauce and things like that, and I must have had leftover sometime, so I've got some of that in the freezer. I also had some leftover chicken that I used for a meal, and I just shredded it up and put it in the freezer, so that'll be a great topping for pizza. So from that I knew I would need to buy mozzarella for my pizza. I knew I had the things that I needed to make my pizza base in the cupboard. I've always got like the flour for pizza base because it comes in a huge bag and I never use that much, so it lasts for ages. So I knew I had that. I knew I had the little sachets of yeast that I use when I make my pizza base. So pizza was obviously on my meal plan for this week. With the beans, I had an idea to make like a cheesy bean burrito because we always need cheese, and then that does 2 things, so that I've got cheese for other things like lunches and stuff, and that also I can use it as a part of a main meal. I knew we were low on pasta, so I wanted to get some pasta. Yeah, and I'll explain the rest I think as I go along. So I'm going to show you the 10 items that I bought, and then I'll show you my meal plan for the week. So I'm sorry this has been a bit long, rambly, hopefully you've bared with me. And yeah, let's get straight in and I'll show you the things that I bought. So I just thought I'd show you how my fridge is looking before I go shopping. Pretty bare. Down the bottom here we've got carrots, there's some baking potatoes. Down the back I know there's some new potatoes, the little ones. There's these lettuces, which actually I'm saying that they're past their best, but they're not that bad to be honest. I think I could get away with that. There's some cucumber left. I've got some of this vegan butter, which isn't my favourite. It's a dairy free one. It's not my favourite, but at a pinch we could use it. There's also some cocktail sausages, a packet of those left over from last week that are still in date. A little bit of grated cheese left, but not very much. This is some ham that was open and it's still okay to use. Elle has a whole thing of yogurts left. She's not a huge fan of yogurt, so they tend to last a long time. We have some bacon here, wine, some chocolate coconut energy ball things that I made, some sticky toffee pudding and custard Andrew bought one evening that we've never used. Well, one's been used. I think Andrew had that one, but there's still one left. In here we have all like our jars and condiments. We've got like jam, I think there's cranberry sauce, some onion relish, that kind of thing. Up here we have more condiments, salad cream, barbecue sauce, some pickled beetroot, mayonnaise, that kind of thing. Yet more yogurt. There's some fruits in here too. And down here we just have one of the Nom Nom pouches. If you didn't, I shared this on Instagram, so if you don't know about these, actually they're going to be coming up in an upcoming video about zero waste, so look out for that and I'll explain those. So yeah, that's the fridge. So here's the freezer. Totally a mess, please don't judge. In here we've got, yeah, the chicken that I was speaking about for pizza, a couple of frozen fruits to have as long as for Elle. In here we have one minced beef, we've got some frozen mushrooms, frozen pineapple, frozen ginger. That's actually some frozen corned beef we've never used. I don't know if we ever will, but we'll keep it there for now. This is the tomato sauce I was telling you about left over. In here we have some frozen fries, some more steak mince in here, loads of veggies. We've got like Brussels sprouts, broccoli, sweet corn down here, loads of things that just, loads of veggies that always come in handy for meals. Here we picked this up last week, I think. It was some Swedish style meatballs we saw when we happened to be in Asda that were reduced, so we just shoved them in the freezer. And the bottom one, we have some blueberries that I've emptied out that need cleaned up. And what is this? Oh yeah, this is kidney beans actually, so that's handy. I'm going to use that for my cheese and bean burritos now I've found them. Great. Now this drawer is really shocking, and it's no wonder I didn't know what was in here because it's such a mess. It's getting cleaned out this week. But here we have 2 tins of baked beans I'm going to be using, this jar of sausage casserole sauce that I told you about, the tomato stirring sauce, some chopped tomatoes, and some passata. I've also got some part baked bread rolls, and I've nearly always got loads of like staple stuff like red lentils, porridge oats, things like that. So yeah, like I say, don't judge me, this needs cleaned out. Okay, so the 10 items that I got for this week, I got a big 4-pinter of semi-skimmed milk. I got a 3-kilogram bag of penny pasta. I got a medium sliced wholemeal loaf, Asda's own brand, to save money. I got this pack of apples. These were like the cheapest ones. They worked out only £1 for these. So yeah, you get 6 in a packet. I got a packet of 8 white wraps. Caitlin likes to have wraps for a snack, and also they're going to come in handy for our cheese and bean burritos this week. We needed more butter, so I got the butter, some mature grated cheese. I always buy grated cheese just out of laziness, and it's so handy. And it was only 50% fat. Oh no, sorry, it's not. It's 50% less fat, so that's always good. And then I got some grated mozzarella for our pizzas. I got pepper because I'm going to use that in a few dishes this week. I will probably add some to the bean burritos. What else? I might use it in the pasta sauce I'm going to make this week. So yeah, I'll use that for a few things. And I saw this packet of 8 pork sausages. Now they were reduced down to 64p, so like nothing. I should have probably picked up 2 packets, but never mind. We'll bulk it out with loads of veg and potatoes and things, and that will do a meal this week. And there we go, that is our 10 items. So I actually used my phone and just sort of made notes as I was going around the kitchen with what I had and what I was coming up with ideas for meal plan. So I've got it on my phone. I will pop it into my bullet journal later on today probably, but for now, while it's a work in progress, I popped up my phone. So what I've done is, I'll show you actually. So at the top here, I've put what I wanted to get as my 10 items. And then at the bottom, I've just done a little grid and put days of the week and what we're going to have for our meals. So I'll read them out to you because it's probably easier. So Monday we are going to have pizza and fries. You saw that there's some fries in the freezer. There's not that much, so I might actually use some potatoes and make homemade fries, which is also healthier, obviously. And I'll make my own pizza base. We've got that tomato sauce and I bought mozzarella, and we'll pop that chicken that was in the freezer on top. Also some pepper probably. There's also, isn't there, that pineapple in the fridge, and we've also got some ham, so we could even do a ham and pineapple one if anybody wanted that. Tuesday I've done pasta and homemade sauce. We have that passata and also a tin of tinned tomatoes, so I can use one of those to make my own homemade pasta sauce. I know I've got oregano in the cupboard and other herbs. I'm pretty sure in those vegetables there's some chopped onion that I can use, and there's definitely mushrooms, so that's going to be easy. I can make up a tomato pasta sauce to go with our pasta. Wednesday, I've put down savoury mince. Now that's not something we've had before, really. We've not really eaten that before, but I thought if I cooked up the mince and added in some other veggies and stuff, I know I've got rice in the cupboard. Let me just check. Yeah, I've got some of this packet rice left over from weeks ago, and I'm pretty sure I have some dried rice that I can cook myself in the drawer that I just showed you, the lentils and things. So yeah, I can cook up some rice, mix through the mince, maybe add some like soy sauce or something. That'll be a nice meal. Thursday we are going to have meatballs in sauce and veg. I'll save some of the tomato sauce that I make for like veggie pasta the other night to go with the meatballs, and I can either use those meatballs that are in the freezer that need used up, that I got reduced, that would be the obvious choice, or I know I've got minced beef in the freezer too, so I can always make my own meatballs, so that's not a problem. And that's just a bit of a change from just having plain pasta and sauce. Friday I've put down soup and bread rolls. I know I've got lentils, I've got loads of veggies as you saw in the freezer, so I'm just going to shove it all in the slow cooker with some stock, because I've always got stock cubes in the cupboard. I buy them like in bulk and they last for ages. And I'll make up some soup, and I've got those part baked rolls, and then that's for Friday, so we can probably just use up whatever's left, cheese and ham and stuff wise, and make up some like sandwich type things, so that's fine. Saturday we're going to try doing our cheesy bean burritos, so I will probably use the tins of baked beans, those kidney beans that I found. I might keep aside some of the tomato pasta sauce and shove that in, probably loads of spices and things, and then mix in some cheese and have that in wraps. And we might do some homemade chips or something on the side of that, I'm not sure, or we might have some veg, we can decide. Or we've still got carrots, we've got that lettuce and cucumber, depending on how it's lasted we can maybe make up a little side salad. So that's Saturday. Yeah, so I haven't planned anything for Sunday because I kind of stopped planning for 7 days, because we never seem to need 7 days worth of meals. Either we get invited round to someone's house, or we end up going out for dinner, or we just find things in the freezer to just shove on. So we tend to not need 7 meals for the week, I don't think. So I'm going to leave Sunday out. I'll let you know next week how that goes. But yeah, that is our meals for this week. I'm really looking forward to them. There's a couple of different things that we haven't had before, like the bean burritos and the savoury mince. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually really looking forward to pizza because I haven't had that in ages. Homemade pizza. I love homemade pizza. So good. So yeah, that is our meal plan for this week. This has been quite a long video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this kind of style video, a bit longer and ramblier, let me know in the comments so that I can do that again. If you don't, I will try to keep it more brief next time, like my usual videos. If you do like seeing my haul and meal plans, give it a thumbs up so I know. If you're not already subscribed, I would love it if you'd subscribe and stick around, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.